The story of women in the British Army began during the First World War when the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps was formed in 1917. Its members worked as clerks, waitresses, cooks, and in other roles that were seen as suitable for women. The key message in recruiting campaigns was that women's work would free up more men for the front line. Over 57,000 women served in the army before the Corps was disbanded in 1921. The interwar years saw further changes, with women getting the same voting rights as men and more professions being opened up to them. But careers in the army were still barred to women, and only kitchen work in the NAFI was on offer. Then, in 1938, with global conflict looming once again, the Auxiliary Territorial Service was formed, giving women another opportunity to contribute to the war effort. Over 250,000 served in the ATS, with many volunteering their services before conscription was extended to women in 1941. Women in the ATS carried out many of the same tasks as their First World War predecessors. But a growing demand for manpower led to them taking on more active and more dangerous military roles on searchlight batteries, radar installations, and anti-aircraft guns. Even so, they were still banned from actually loading or firing the guns. Hundreds of ATS women were killed or injured during the war, and while recruitment campaigns in the First World War had focused on women giving something in return for men's sacrifices, in the Second World War the emphasis was more on women serving in their own right. Despite this, they were only paid 2/3 of the salary of male soldiers, reflecting pay inequality in society at large. The ATS was granted full military status in 1941, and after the war in 1949, it became the Women's Royal Army Corps. In the world outside, women were making further strides towards equality, with new laws promoting equal pay and opportunities, but often the armed services were exempt, still treating women as second-class citizens. However, change was coming. Though glamorous images were still used in recruiting campaigns, more emphasis was put on confidence and independence. Attitudes were shifting, and the army was now seen as a viable profession for women, not just in times of crisis, with opportunities for career progression to learn new skills and prove themselves in conflict situations, though still only in supporting roles. In 1992, in a sign of the changing times, the Women's Royal Army Corps was abolished and women were fully integrated into the army, though the ban on serving in combat roles was not lifted until 2016. All roles were open to women in 2018, and army campaigns now focus on recruiting new soldiers regardless of gender. Attitudes to women have come a long way since 1917, with women fighting for greater equality step by step. And as our society continues to change, so will the army.